From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Well, 'tis a season for red and white to be flying through the sky. Ahead, details about when kids, young and old, can spot jolly old St. Nick. Well, Santa is busy, so are his elves, delivering a 2,000-pound bison to Red Lodge. Find out where this 6-year-old rescued critter has found a new home. And COVID-19 vaccine has arrived at some rural Montana healthcare sites, and workers aren't wasting any time. And some good news today from Yellowstone County health experts. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, despite today's report of 2 more deaths in Yellowstone County, we are seeing some positive data on the COVID-19 front. Riverstone health officials say there's been a substantial drop in COVID numbers in the county. Numbers peaked in mid-November. So why the drop? Well, officials say new statewide and local restrictions, more people wearing masks, and personal ties to the virus has people saying they are more aware of its consequences. Officials also stress everyone should remain vigilant by watching their distance, wearing a mask, and washing their hands. Well, so far today, Montana health authorities have reported 12 more COVID-related deaths across the state. This brings the statewide total tonight to 954. Well, smaller medical facilities across Montana are now receiving the Moderna vaccine for their frontline teams. MTN's Gabby Crevitt takes us to Livingston.
There is a genuine opportunity now for optimism.
On Wednesday morning, Livingston Health administered their very first vaccine to Dr. Scott Coleman, the chief medical officer.
It was very exciting. We have been planning and anticipating this, and I think the staff is sensing some relief.
Deb Anzac is the CEO with Livingston Health. She told MTN News they received 400 Moderna vaccines, which covers just about everybody who wants one.
It is available under emergency use authorization, and so it is not fully FDA approved, so it is an option.
Livingston Health conducted a survey a few weeks ago to see the number of staff interested in taking the vaccine. At that point, Anzac says there was around 2/3 of workers who wanted a vaccine. A few hours down the road at the Deer Lodge Medical Center, 100 doses of the Moderna vaccine were accepted.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I think this is a turn in the right direction, and hopefully we'll see some sort of normalcy in the near future in 2021.
The chief administrative officer at the Deer Lodge Medical Center said the medical center has around 130 employees, and the majority of them are opting to take the vaccine. The Ruby Valley Medical Center announced they received 100 doses of the Moderna vaccine as well, and around half the staff plan on taking it. And a similar story just nearby. The Madison Valley Medical Center says they received 100 doses as well and started vaccinating healthcare workers who wanted one on Wednesday afternoon. Around 50% of the 90 employees at the Madison Valley Medical Center said they wanted a vaccine.
What we're going to do today, I genuinely hope, helps to bring confidence and helps some folks that are on the fence about getting a COVID-19 vaccine to maybe lean toward taking that step.
Reporting in Southwest Montana, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
Well, frontline workers at the Montana VA also didn't waste any time rolling up their sleeves today. The chief of staff says the VA received 1,000 doses and should receive additional shipments every 3 to 4 weeks. Moderna, the vaccine's manufacturer, says 2 doses are required 28 days apart. Trials show this vaccine is about 94% effective. About 100 staff members received their first dose today.
I am really excited. We have been waiting for this and waiting for this. So I was stoked to get my appointment.
I am a veteran of the U.S. Air Force, and after doing my research, I determined that it was my social responsibility and a way for me to continue to serve my country by getting the vaccination. It's my duty.
Beginning next week, the VA will ship out about 50 vaccines to community living centers and then deliver to clinics in cities seeing a higher number of cases like Billings and Bozeman. After that, the VA will start calling veterans to set up their appointments. And on the Blackfeet Reservation, officials are calling the first coronavirus vaccines an early Christmas present. The tribe is now approaching 3 months of a near total shutdown. The first doses were administered to frontline workers at the Blackfeet Community Hospital this morning. Long-term care patients are also receiving doses in Browning. The Indian Health Service receives its vaccines through the federal government, while the tribal clinics will get their shipments from the state. And the next vaccine shipment is expected to arrive for tribal members in the new year. Well, here's a sight not to miss. Santa and the region's tiniest patients at St. Vincent Healthcare. Well, during a typical year, Santa is able to make his rounds through the hospital visiting each patient, but we all know 2020 is a whole lot different. So while Santa's reindeer are resting, he got creative, putting his mechanical skills to use, flying up in an aerial lift. Jolly old St. Nick spread Christmas cheer from 4 stories up through the room windows. Santa's visit truly brightened the day for the entire staff and all the families. Well, listen up. This next story is for all of the good girls and boys out there. Tomorrow night on Christmas Eve, if you look in the sky at the right time, you might just catch a glimpse of Santa Claus and his reindeer on their worldwide journey to deliver presents. Our sources say Santa is scheduled to be in Billings around 5:15 tomorrow night. QT's Mitch Laggy has more details.
A tradition that's been in the Blaine family for 3 generations. Santa will make his annual Christmas Eve flight over Billings this year. The weather forecast for the Christmas Eve skies is looking clear for Santa and Rudolph to make their annual holiday flight. Starting at 5:15 p.m., Santa will take off and make a loop around Lockwood, Billings, and Laurel. Assisting Santa on his journey will be the likes of a Black Hawk helicopter and one of its pilots, 19-year-old Ashley Blaine, who is the 3rd generation with the family-owned Billings flying service to lift St. Nick for the community to enjoy.
You know, we've been doing it as long as I've been alive, so it would be quite strange not to continue with it. I quite enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Ashley's dad and co-pilot Gary Blaine said the family has flown with Santa around Billings since about 1980. They get calls every year from people wondering if Santa will make his annual Billings flight. The pilots are able to see plenty of happy people watching from the ground.
When we're out flying, people will have spotlights. They shine up at us, trying to get us to come over their house. Or it's just neat to see the reaction of the community. We really enjoy it.
With clear skies forecasted for Christmas Eve, everyone on the ground should be able to get a good view of Old St. Nick. In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mitch. Now, when the Blaine's Black Hawk helicopter isn't spreading Christmas cheer, it's usually, of course, fighting wildfires or assisting on construction projects. Well, a very big early Christmas present was delivered to 2 Billings residents today. Wendell Roundstone and Tassista Red Cherries won a new car from Hardin Chevrolet in its 12th annual Hearts for the Holidays contest. Now, the promotion began in 2008. Anyone can nominate someone in the community going through a hard time who doesn't have reliable transportation. Well, this year, Roundstone was nominated by Christine Lull, an amazing caregiver to Tassista. A few years ago, Wendell was in a serious accident that left his wife paralyzed, and he's been caring for her ever since. Now, Roundstone was chosen out of hundreds of nominations and was surprised with a new car this morning.
Surprise! Yeah, you had lots of nominations in for you, and so we want to present you guys a new car so you can get around. Yeah, congratulations.
And congratulations, a story this time of year that adds a little more holiday cheer to all of our days. Well, up next on tonight's MTN 5:30 News here on Q2, a trip on the wild side to the new home of a rescued 6-year-old bison. We're going to meet Luna. Plus, in sports, a remarkable story of a Billings sharpshooter, one of our top sports stories of the year. Stay with us.
And coming up in weather, guess what? Things are going to start warming up tonight. That's right. Looking at warmer conditions overnight. Warmer conditions again on Christmas Eve, and again on Christmas Day. Look for plenty of sunshine. We'll tell you all about it coming up in just a few more minutes.